In Year 3, the children learn a written method for adding two 3-digit numbers. For example, 324 added to 132. The method we use is the partitioning method, which involves splitting each number up into its hundreds, tens and ones values like this. So we'd ask the children to place an H and a T and an O because it helps them keep the values in the correct places. So we'd pop the 300 from 324 there, 20 and 4 ones, and then for the second number 100, 30 and 2, keeping the digits lined up. We'd ask them to place the operation symbol in and then use a ruler line to separate the calculation from the answer. We always start adding at the ones first, so nice and straightforward here. 4 add 2 gives an answer of 6, and then moving on to the tens, we've got 20 add 30, which gives an answer of 50, and then 300 add 100, which gives an answer of 400. And then when we put the hundreds and tens and ones values back together, we get a final answer for the calculation, which is 456. Now, when the calculations get a little bit more complicated, we still continue with the same method. But for example, if we were adding 435 to 226, we would partition into hundreds, tens and one values in the same way. So we would have 400, 30 and 5. And then the other 3-digit number, 200, 20 and 6. Again, insert the symbol and a nice straight line between the calculation and the answer. The children would normally in school be working in books that have squared paper, so they find it easier to line their values up. Okay, again, starting with the ones. Okay, so here we've got 5 add 6. Now, 5 add 6 gives a value of 11. And because this is the one section, we can only place the 1 from the 1 value in 11 here. The 10 has to be placed in with the other 10. So we put the 1 from 11, and the 10 from 11 sits there nicely on that line next to the other 10s. So now we've got 30, add 20, add 10, which gives us 60. And then moving on to the hundreds, 400 add 200 gives us 600. And like we did before, we put the hundreds, tens and ones values back together, and we get a final answer to the calculation of 661. Okay, just one more example. Let's say, for example, we have 374 and we're adding that to 139. So again, partition the values of each 3-digit number. So we've got 370 and 4, and then 130 and 9. Symbol and a line to separate calculation from the answer. Okay, starting from the ones, we've got 4 add 9, which gives us a value of an answer of 13. So we can have the 3, because that's the 3 ones in 13, but we have to, again, take that 10 over to stick with the other 10s. Then we've got 70, add 30, add 10, which gives us an answer of 110. So we can keep the 10 from 110 because this is the tens column, but the 100 we have to take over and sit it with the other hundreds. And now in the hundreds we've got 300, add a 100, add the 100 that we took over from the tens when we got 110, and then we get a final answer of 500 there. And again, we put hundreds, tens and ones values back together and we make a final answer of 513.